Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing? How's today? How's life? How's stuff where you are? You know, yesterday I talked to you about my weekend with Keighley and how she came away from that a champion. But what I didn't talk to you about was how I came away from yesterday. Or not yesterday, the weekend. Well, yesterday's part of, but anyway. I think in the spring, the last time we went to one of these events, I basically had a discussion with you about how I needed to take a day off beforehand because it's very difficult to go pretend to be a family. And this time, it was much easier. It wasn't easier in the sense that I didn't think about that stuff. It just didn't affect me. The last time we took a Friday, and I said I took the day off because I had to just mentally prepare for the weekend, and that spawned a whole discussion with myself internally. That just spawned a discussion between Jamie and I about, like, why is that? What does that mean? And at that time, I just knew that I was very frustrated with my situation, and I was trying to not project that onto the weekend because ultimately I was there for Keighley, and the same thing applied this weekend. The difference is that I was completely unaffected because it isn't a thing anymore, right? Like, I don't know how to describe that. I wasn't completely unaffected. That's kind of a bit of a lie. There was a lot of frustration and stuff. There was a lot of stuff that I haven't had to deal with, personality quirks and stuff like that just haven't been a part of my life for a year. So when that stuff pops up, I just like, oh God, I don't miss this, that sort of thing. But ultimately, the whole pretending to be a family and all that stuff, that's not a thing that I do anymore, because we're not. My daughters and I will always have an inseparable bond, and that is something I will never jeopardize, ever. But the four of us being some sort of, unit is not a thing. And so that, it was I would lie. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit anxious going into it, if not for another reason than I've been tapering off the medication. But I definitely, there was some thoughts like, okay, I don't know how this is going to go, but let's see what happens. And it was fine. Like, it was just okay. We had to split a room because I'm broke. It's that simple. And so I just stayed on the floor. Took a sleeping mat. I usually sleep on floors at conventions anyway, so not a big deal to me. And we went to games and then went back to the room, and I worked on some code and hung out with the kids a little bit and ate, and we had some meals and that sort of stuff, and it was good. And it was not something I want to repeat. I think the next time we have a tournament, which is next month, something's going to have to change with this situation. But it wasn't dreadful. It was, if anything, a bit relieving to know that I don't harbor any ill will, but I also don't. I'm not in a place where I'm sorry or confused or ashamed or anything like that. It was just like, whatever, let's do this because I have to do this, and I was okay with just chilling by myself. And I had my headphones in a lot, listened to the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So I had a lot of distraction when we had downtime, and it was good. Yesterday ended up being a little bit weird. It was Elena's birthday, and we had dinner last night with her. And, it is what it is. But overall, I feel like I can kind of put the stamp on that chapter of my life and say, all right, that's over. It's not by any stretch of the imagination. I know that, there's still a whole legal issue to go through and all that at some point, but emotionally, it has no effect on me, and that's good, because that was a big concern of mine, tapering off the medication. How will my past affect me? And the good news is, I've spent the last 4 years that I've been on this medication, and probably a little bit of time before that, really trying to become somebody to myself, like proving to myself that I am something. And in the past 6 or 8 months, that's all really kind of I've come to terms with it, and I'm okay with me, and I'm okay with who I am, and I'm proud of who I am, and I'm continuing that journey of personal growth, and the medication was a crutch I don't need anymore. That's cool. And I have a really good support structure, so a really good support structure. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends. I hope that you have a wonderful whatever day it is you're watching this, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from Wikipedia. This one's going to be hard to read. I might have to put this on the screen. Is it here, here, or here, here? See? Here, here is an expression used as a short, repeated form of hear, hear him. So it's here as in H-E-A-R. It represents a listener's agreement with the point being made by a speaker. In recent usage, it has often been misconstrued to be the homophonic phrase hear, hear, H-E-R-E, H-E-R-E, although that is incorrect.